So all these good men out here always talk about, oh, you know where you can find me? You can find me at home. Oh, okay, it's COVID. I can find you at home. Let's see. Attention, attention, if you are a good man who is single, and when I say single, I mean single, please airdrop me a picture of yourself, your resume, a peen pic preferably, and your credit score. I will be getting back to you, and let's make this happen. Again, you must be single, and not New York's or the world's definition of single. Thank you, and I will be speaking to you shortly. I'm coming to find my good man.
Where are all the nice guys at? Because y'all aren't where I'm at. I'm so sick of dating assholes, and I'm so sick of talking to guys and immediately getting I want nice, courteous, thoughtful men to come my way. Please.
I know so many great single women. So many great single women. I don't know where all the dudes. I'm like, guys, come on. Come on, guys. Make the first move. Come on. But man,
the first move is become a great single guy. That's a big move right there.
I know. But
where do people meet people? Where do men and women meet? Where am I supposed to meet a man? Because at the gym, they glance over, but they don't approach. When you're out partying, it's always for the most, superficial, meaningless thing. You know what I'm talking about. And most of the time they have a girlfriend. Why are you out partying and hitting on girls if you have a girlfriend? And then the dating apps, that probably the worst one, because they're so weird. They're all weird. And you know what? It's also for the same shit as the club. It's all the meaningless, superficial stuff. So where do people meet people? Somebody tell me. I see, really good looking guy, but he has a girlfriend. Where did you meet her? How did that happen? Like, did you both have a crush on each other and then you just started dating? Because I don't know, it just seems like too good to be true, to be honest. Like, you liked her, she liked you, and then things happen. Because me and my friends are all single. Like,
stop the cap. The men are right there. The problem is, many of them get overlooked because they don't fit the fantasy checklist. You want the top-tier guy who already has women competing for his attention, then act shocked when he's dating multiple women already taken. Be honest. You don't just want a man. You want the trophy package. Then you wonder why real life doesn't play out like the movie in your head.
Yo, bro, on some real shit, where are the good men? Like, are y'all hiding? Are y'all just taken? Like, are there any good men left? Like, what is happening with this generation? Where are the good men? The good, loyal, faithful, mature men, right? Because you got to add the mature. You feel me? Because a man can be good, but good ain't enough. Because there's certain qualities that's just like, you could be a good man and still, no, you can't. But where are the good men? And please don't come in my comments talking about something. Y'all just choosing the wrong footla me get, mamo. I'm not talking to you. Where are the good men? Where are y'all hiding? I need to know.
Where are you all hiding? We're not hiding. We're at work, in the gym, or at home living peacefully and staying out of unnecessary drama. And the fact that you warn people not to question your choices says a lot. Deep down, you already know where the problem starts. So stop asking where all the good men are when you keep overlooking them while chasing the same red flags.
I think it's so interesting seeing all my friends, people online, talking about how they're like, oh yeah, me and my girlfriends went out to the bars the other night. There were just no suitable men. There are no like attractive men there. Everyone's just like, where are all the good men? Where are all the hot men, the good men? As much as some of us hate it and we love hating on dating apps, I think sometimes we need to go on Hinge, we need to go on Cuff, because sometimes like these men, they're not out. They're just simply not out because they're the good ones that stay in and then like work out and run the next day. Or they're just like not at the clubs like every weekend. So it's good to go on the apps to meet people that you probably wouldn't normally meet out.
It's frustrating because she's touching on part of the reality. Productive, loyal men often aren't spending every night in the clubs or chasing attention. But framing them as if they are simply hiding misses the bigger picture. A lot of men chose a quieter life because they got tired of being overlooked criticized, or treated like an accessory to someone else's lifestyle. They built their own peace, and a few messages or a dating app swipe isn't automatically enough to convince them to give that peace up.
She just gave one of the worst takes I've ever seen as to why men are not going to dating events. And she wrote this in the New York Times.
Last week, I wrote a piece in the Times about why men are not showing up to dating events. So I wanted to understand why. And the general consensus that men told me was that it actually takes a lot of courage and vulnerability to put yourself out there and be judged and rejected. And I think women, because we have each other, we are more open to that, because then it becomes part of the plot and the gossip and the silliness.
She did two things with that take. One, she made it seem like men are afraid to go to dating events because they're worried about getting rejected. And two, she made it seem like women are so brave for going to these dating events because they have support if they get rejected. Ma'am, those men are not going to dating events because they know they are not the type of men that women want. Because the type of men that the women want do not go to those dating events. Also, women are not getting rejected at these dating events. They go to these events and they're looking for the man to perform so that they can reject them or not. And I always have to add this. Let's not forget, these men have to pay to attend these dating events. And most of the time, the women don't. So logically speaking, why would a man spend money to go somewhere where he knows more often than not he's not wanted? Like, use your brain.
It's crazy how the mainstream narrative can turn every male boundary into a story about emotional weakness instead of examining the behavior that caused the withdrawal. When a man steps away from a dating system where he feels like he's constantly spending money, time, and energy just to be judged and dismissed, that doesn't automatically mean he's afraid of vulnerability. Sometimes it simply means he's learned to recognize a bad investment. If the environment makes him feel disposable from the start, choosing peace over participation isn't weakness. It's a decision.
Where are all the good men? Yep, that's the question of the day. Everybody apparently is still wondering, where are all the good men? And here's the thing. If you look back, I posted about this before, but I just want to let you know as an update, the good men are everywhere. They are everywhere, sis. The problem is you either have disqualified them for your own unrealistic, ridiculous requirements, or they have been so scared from accusations, being told that they are harassing, or, you know, thinking that you want them to approach you, but then carrying on like, how dare they find the audacity to approach you. I mean, at this point, they're everywhere and they're never going to speak to you. You have to speak to them first now. So this is what you get. This is what you get when you scare men into believing that they can never be right. They can never win. They don't understand women at all. They can't even pick up cues anymore. This is what you get. You get confusion, and you get an entire generation of men who would rather be by themselves than to risk talking to you.
She finally exposed a core dynamic most people refuse to acknowledge. For years, men were taught that approaching women in public could easily be labeled intrusive or inappropriate, yet they were still expected to take all the risk when making the first move. Now that many men have adapted and chosen peace over rejection and unnecessary drama, women are noticing the consequences of that shift. The men haven't disappeared. They've simply decided that the potential return isn't worth the risk in them.
Okay, I have a theory on why all the hottest girls are single and nobody's married yet. I figured it out. It's because before, hot women were a rare commodity. Now, everyone is just way too hot. It's easy for girls to get hot, right? And now it's like when you see a desirable, high-value man, they have way too many options. And girls don't have options anymore, and it's so frustrating because it's like people would kind of date in their lane, if you know what I mean. Before, there was like fillers and Botox and hair and cute outfits and spray tans and all that stuff. People would date in their lane. Now everyone's hot, and no, men can't do any type of like plastic surgery or height surgery or whatever. And with women working and men working equal pay, that's also a rare thing. So, ladies, we need to figure out a way to make men suck again. Sorry, they do suck. That's my point. They do suck. We just need to even out the ratio here. We're too hot. Men need to catch up to us. You know what I mean?
Notice how she confuses cosmetic enhancements with genuine value. Hair extensions, fillers, and spray tans might change someone's appearance, but they don't automatically create the qualities men value in a serious relationship. Character, loyalty, peace, and emotional maturity matter far more. Her frustration seemed to come from realizing that men who have options aren't willing to prioritize artificial appearances over real substance. And instead of asking what could be improved on the relationship side, the solution becomes, make men have fewer options so they are forced to settle.
Can someone explain to me why it's so hard to find a good man that is all about you and only you, doesn't care to entertain other women, and just wants to make you happy? Like, why is that so hard to find? I feel like nowadays, men my age, or at least all the good men my age, are either married or in a relationship. So yeah, I feel like I'm doomed for life.
I feel like I'm doomed for life. No, you're not doomed. You're dealing with the consequences of choices and timing. You may have overlooked solid men earlier, and now some of those same men are established, married, or simply no longer interested in dating. They didn't disappear. Life moved forward, and someone else recognized their value when they were available. And fellas, look at the pattern across these clips. The same question keeps coming up. Where are all the good men? But very little attention gets paid to how modern dating reached this point. Men were told approaching was creepy, face increasingly unrealistic expectations, and watched dating become more transactional and exhausting. So eventually, a lot of men did the math. They decided to step back, focus on their health, build their careers, protect their peace, and stop chasing an environment that no longer feels worth the risk. The men didn't vanish. They simply changed their priorities. If you appreciate honest conversations without the sugarcoating, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. We'll keep breaking it down every week. Peace.